A coroner in New South Wales has recommended big changes to the way prisoners are transported. It follows an inquest into the death of 59-year-old Mark Holcroft, who collapsed in the back of a prison van in 2009. Other inmates tried desperately to raise the alarm, but their cries were ignored. Deputy State Coroner Paul McMahon has called for improved monitoring and communications equipment on board prison vans. And one prison officer could face disciplinary action. Karl Hoerr reports.
Nearly 2 years after Mark Holcroft's death, his siblings are hopeful the change they've been calling for is on the way.
It's not 18th century, it's the 21st. We need to look after these people in their management. And isn't that not a measure of society, how we do this?
The 59-year-old was partway through a sentence for drink driving in 2009 when he collapsed and fell unconscious in the back of a prison van between Bathurst Jail and the Manus Prison Farm in southern New South Wales. Last year, other inmates who were on board the van told Lateline they did everything they could to convince the prison officers to stop, but they kept driving.
You were yelling, screaming, men were crying. It was just a terrible situation to be in.
The actions of one of the prison officers attracted serious criticism from Deputy New South Wales Coroner Paul McMahon. Peter Shepherd was monitoring moving images of the inmates when Mark Holcroft fell ill near the town of Batlow.
I'm comfortably satisfied that having seen the inmates in the front compartment banging on the floor, Mr Shepherd assumed that they were getting bored and thereafter simply chose to ignore what was going on. He either did not look to see what was happening in the other compartments, or, if he did look, he was not telling the truth about what he saw. Either way, his attitude to his duties as a DCS officer was totally inappropriate.
New South Wales Corrective Services has been asked to consider disciplinary action against Mr Shepherd, but the coroner did concede that stopping the van would not have altered Mark Holcroft's chances of surviving the heart attack. The inquest also heard that a public address system on board the van hadn't been working for months. The department has vowed to install two-way intercoms that can also be used by inmates in all prison vans by 2014. Corrective Services Commissioner Ron Woodham said in a statement,
"This will ensure inmates transported in our vans will be able to communicate with escorting correctional officers while in transit."
The coroner wants this rollout to happen as quickly as possible. Another recommendation is for the images captured on board vans to be recorded and stored for at least 14 days. At the moment, the cameras are purely for monitoring, and Corrective Services has resisted recording cameras because of the cost. Other recommendations have already been adopted, including food, water and compulsory toilet stops on long transfers.
We want a culture in New South Wales where Corrective Services respects the human rights of prisoners and respects the daily needs of prisoners.
And what we're looking at is the inmates who come now after my brother might be in jail for drink driving, etc., and their treatment. And all we're saying is, please treat people humanely.
Mark Holcroft's family believes the findings will make a difference. Karl Hoerr, Lateline.